Hi, so basically I've done some editing on our lead. This is our main lead. I've frozen all the tracks just so we could have a smooth playback. So all I've done is literally gone and muted some notes, unmuted some, also played around with the modulation, with the filter cuts off. Some parts I didn't like, I'd just draw in. Some parts I'd mute. And then, like I said, I made different versions of the same synth that sounded different. So all of these other ones here are also coming in at certain points. When I don't like a certain note here in this main lead, let's have a listen. So when I don't like a section, I'll just replace it with another note, or I'll just mute it. I've also been making use of the sends now. I've switched the convolution back on again. And so I'm editing the amount of send I send to that at certain places, certain notes. Just to make that sound a bit bigger. That's just going to its normal send. I'll go a bit more into sends later. So this is again the delay, which I also just tweak a little bit sometimes, taking it out, maybe boosting and delay a bit more, getting some notes. Also here I've got a larger reverb that I'm sending, that I would send to certain notes. So that reverb is the actual delay, and then is the actual send, reverb send that I'm muting at certain parts. So I'm sending signal to the reverb, and then I'm muting it just before the drop, and then I'll open it up again as an impact. So we can quickly check the track out without the leads. I'll just skip through it a bit, avoid listening to the whole thing, but it's good to see what just a few leads and a little bit of editing does to the track, story-wise. That snare sounds way too loud now without the leads, but mixing and things I'll do towards the end. It's good to have a certain amount of mixing going, because the less audio issues there are, or distortion or tension on your ears, the more you can hear. And then obviously you'll be tweaking stuff better. So you don't want to get stuck in mixing in the beginning too much, but it's good to get as best quality as you can, and if you notice things, EQ them. So I've EQ'd a lot of this percussion and changed stuff a little bit since the last version that you guys heard. Now it's a little bit updated, a bit cleaner. Okay, so that's basically it. I'll skip through. Pumping, percussion builds up a bit. Last little section. Okay, so it sounds pretty bare, but this is why it's important to have kick and bass, a few drops, percussion going. You'll see why, because it makes jamming a lead so much better and easier than doing a little loop, working in a small, few bars. Now I've jammed the whole section across because I had something to work with. I've made a few different versions of similar automation, and let's check it out what the track sounds like now just by adding the lead. Okay, so that's basically it. A lot different to just the bare bones. Yes, there's a lot of synth, sort of continuous talking going on, but it sounds nice and didn't take me very long to do. I just edited, and just by using my normal keyboard, computer keyboard, just pressing the 0 button, muting the track, select the track, just mute it on and off. It's already got sends going, delays, reverbs. So it doesn't matter if you just switch a track off, the effects still keep going. So you can really get into a nice flow with that. Obviously you can use a drum pad or whatever to trigger the mute on and off as well. And then also, like I said, I was adjusting note lengths, changing some note placement sometimes. But because it's a constant pattern, quite simple, just the muting on and off is kind of playing the notes, choosing my notes. Obviously, sometimes I break out of that pattern, put some notes in between the notes to create certain emphasis on certain parts.